I want to be honest with you about something right from the start. Most English learners, when they take a real conversation test, they pass the first 3 levels easily. Level 1, Level 2, Level 3. No problem.
And then they hit level 4, and everything changes.
Their confidence drops. Their sentences get shorter. Their vocabulary suddenly feels very limited. And they realize the English they have been practicing, it only works in comfortable, predictable situations.
Level 4 is where real English lives. The English of arguments, emotions, complex ideas, and unexpected situations. And most people, even people who have been studying for years, they are not ready for it.
Today, we find out if you are. 5 levels, real conversation challenges, and complete honesty about where your English actually is, not where you hope it is.
Level 4 is waiting. Let's see if you can reach it. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Speak Unstoppable, the podcast where we help you speak English naturally and confidently through real, honest conversations.
I'm John.
And I'm Maria. And today, we are doing something that a lot of English learners are honestly a little scared to do.
We are testing your real English level. Not with grammar questions, not with fill-in-the-blank exercises, with real conversations, real situations, real challenges.
This episode is for all levels, beginners to advanced, because wherever you are, today you will know exactly where that is.
How are you feeling today, Maria?
Honestly, I feel excited and a little bit like a judge on a talent show.
A very kind judge, though. Before we start, thank you, really. Thank you for being here and for being willing to find out the truth about your English today.
Because the truth, even when it's uncomfortable, it's always more useful than a comfortable lie. Let's go! Okay, before the test starts, I want to tell you a story. A story about a student I once worked with.
Tell us.
His name was Daniel, and Daniel had been studying English for 6 years. 6 years of classes, apps, grammar books, vocabulary lists.
6 years is a long time.
It is. And Daniel was confident. He believed he was upper intermediate, maybe even advanced. He spoke in class, he answered questions, he felt comfortable.
And then one day, something happened.
His company sent him to a meeting, an important meeting, in English, with native speakers.
And
Daniel sat in that meeting for 2 hours and said almost nothing. Not because he didn't understand the topics, but because the English was fast, informal, full of humor, full of references he didn't recognize. And when someone asked him directly for his opinion,
he froze.
He froze. And later, he told me, I realized in that moment that my English only works in classrooms. It doesn't work in real life.
And that gap, the gap between classroom English and real-life English, that is exactly what Level 4 tests.
Level 4 is the level where English stops being a subject and starts being a tool, a real, living, unpredictable tool.
And most people, even after years of study, have never actually trained for Level 4.
So today, we find out where you are, and we show you exactly how to get to Level 4, or beyond.
Before we start, I want you to do one thing. Guess your level right now. A 1, a 2, B1, B2, or C1.
Hold that number. By the end of this episode, you might be surprised by what you discover.
Maybe this is you. You've been studying for years. You feel okay in comfortable situations. But real, unpredictable English, it still stops you cold.
Today, that changes.
Okay, Let's start at the beginning. Level 1. A 1. Absolute beginner.
And before we describe this level, I want to say something very clearly. Being a beginner is not embarrassing. It is not a failure. Every single person who speaks English fluently today, every single one, was once at level 1.
The only difference between a beginner and a fluent speaker is time. And practice. That's it.
At level 1, you know basic words, greetings, numbers, colors, simple questions and answers. You can introduce yourself. You can ask for help.
And here is something powerful about level 1 learners that people don't talk about enough.
What's that?
They have zero fear of looking like a beginner because they know they are a beginner. And that honesty, that openness, it actually accelerates their learning enormously.
Yes, it's the intermediate learners, the ones who are afraid to look like they don't know something. They learn slower because fear blocks learning.
Okay, level 1 challenge. Answer this out loud right now. Don't overthink it. Just speak.
What is your name? Where are you from? And what do you do for work?
Answer all 3 questions, out loud, in English, right now.
If you answered all 3, clearly and without stopping, you passed level 1. Move forward.
Level 2, a 2, elementary. And this is where English starts to feel real and useful in daily life.
At level 2, you can have simple but real conversations. Shopping, directions, ordering at a restaurant, talking about your family, your hobbies, your daily routine.
And you can express basic opinions. I like this. I don't agree. I think this is better.
Level 2 challenge. Answer out loud with at least 4 sentences and use some feeling, not just facts.
Tell me about your hometown. What do you love about it? And what would you change about it if you could?
Take a moment, think, and speak.
If you answered that with at least 4 connected sentences, including at least 1 opinion, you passed level 2.
Now, here is the most common mistake level 2 learners make, and it costs them months of progress.
What is it?
They wait until they feel ready to speak. They study more. They prepare more. They think, when I know enough, then I will speak.
And that moment never comes. Because readiness in language learning doesn't come from studying. It comes from speaking.
So, if you are level 2 right now, your one mission is this. Speak before you feel ready, every single day. That is the only path to level 3.
Okay, level 3, B1, intermediate. And this is the level where the majority of English learners actually are, whether they know it or not.
And I say, whether they know it or not, because a lot of people think they are higher than B1. They've been studying for years. They feel comfortable in simple conversations, and they assume that means they're advanced.
But then level 4 arrives, and they discover they were B1 all along.
Which is completely fine. B1 is a strong, real, functional level. You can communicate. You can express yourself. You can handle most everyday situations.
At level 3, you can talk about familiar topics in real depth: work, family, travel, health, education. You can express opinions and explain your reasons.
You can handle most conversations, even when the topic is a little unexpected. You can recover when you don't know a word. You can paraphrase, find another way to say what you mean.
And you make mistakes, regular mistakes. But the communication still works. The message still gets through.
Okay, level 3 challenge. This one requires real thinking. Answer out loud with at least 6 sentences, and do not stop even if it's imperfect.
Think about a time when you had a disagreement with someone, a friend, a family member, a colleague. What happened? How did you handle it? And looking back, do you think you handled it well?
Take a moment. Remember a real situation. And speak.
This challenge tests 3 things. Can you tell a story in English? Can you express emotions? And can you reflect, look back, and analyze?
If you answered all 3 of those, with connected sentences, real emotion, and some analysis, you are solidly at level 3.
And now, here is the question that separates level 3 from level 4. The question that most people cannot answer honestly.
What is it?
Can you have this same conversation with the same depth and emotion when you did not have time to prepare? When someone asks you unexpectedly, in a fast, natural conversation.
If yes, you are approaching level 4. If not, you are still building level 3.
And building level 3, there is nothing wrong with that. But it requires one specific practice.
What practice?
Unscripted speaking. Every day. No preparation. Just pick a topic you care about and talk about it for 3 minutes without stopping.
It will feel uncomfortable. It will feel messy. And it is moving you towards level 4 faster than anything else.
Okay, level 4, B2, upper intermediate. And this is the level that most people fail. Even people who have been studying for years.
And I want to explain why before we do the challenge. Because understanding why people fail level 4, it helps you pass it.
Tell us.
Most English learners, they practice English in comfortable situations, topics they know, vocabulary they've rehearsed, questions they've heard before.
Safe English, predictable English.
Yes, and level 4, it is none of those things. Level 4 is the English of real life, where topics change suddenly, where people use humor and sarcasm, where you need to understand what is said between the lines.
Between the lines means what someone really means, not just what they literally say.
At level 4, you can discuss complex and abstract topics, society, psychology, politics, philosophy, not just facts, but ideas, analysis, critique.
Critique means to examine something carefully and point out both strengths and weaknesses.
You can hold your own in a real conversation with a native speaker, not perfectly, but confidently. You can disagree, you can persuade, you can change direction when the conversation goes somewhere unexpected.
And you understand the culture behind the language, the references, the humor, the things that make English feel alive rather than textbook.
Okay, level 4 challenge, and I want you to take this seriously. Answer out loud, as long and as deeply as you can. Do not stop.
Some people believe that failing is more valuable than succeeding. Do you agree or disagree? Give me a detailed argument with examples from your own life, and then argue the opposite side as well.
Take a real moment, think, and speak deeply.
This challenge tests your ability to argue, analyze, use complex vocabulary, and see multiple perspectives. These are level 4 skills.
If you did that, with depth, with examples, with connected reasoning, and then argued the other side, you are at level 4, genuinely.
And if you understood the question, had ideas, but struggled to express them with the depth you wanted, you are very close to level 4, but not quite there yet.
And that gap between having the ideas and expressing them fluently, that is the B1 to B2 gap, and it closes with one specific practice.
What practice?
Debate practice. Pick a topic, argue one side for 2 minutes, then argue the other side for 2 minutes, every day.
It feels strange at first, arguing things you don't believe. but it builds the mental flexibility. Mental flexibility means the ability to think in different directions quickly that level 4 requires.
Maybe you know this feeling too. You had the idea, you knew what you wanted to say, but the English, it couldn't carry the weight of the thought.
That feeling, that gap between thought and expression, closing it is what level 4 is about. Okay, level 5, C1, advanced. And let me be very clear about what this level actually means, because a lot of people misunderstand it.
Level 5 does not mean perfect English. It does not mean zero mistakes. It does not mean you sound exactly like a native speaker.
Level 5 means effortless English, natural English, English that flows without visible struggle.
At level 5, you express yourself without long pauses, without obviously searching for words, without the listener noticing that you are working hard.
You understand fast speech, regional accents, informal language, slang, humor that requires cultural knowledge.
You can write and speak in a sophisticated, nuanced way. Nuanced means with subtle, careful differences in meaning.
And perhaps most importantly, at level 5, English stops being a performance. It stops being something you do, and it starts being something you are.
You think in English. You dream in English sometimes. When something funny happens, the English joke comes before the translation.
That is level 5, and it is available to everyone. With enough time, enough practice, enough real immersive experience.
Okay, level 5 challenge. And this one, I want you to answer it as if you are talking to a close friend. Natural, unguarded, real.
Tell me about a moment in your life when you realized something fundamental about yourself, something that changed how you see everything. What happened? Why did it affect you so deeply? And how are you different because of it?
Take your time. This requires depth of thought and depth of language.
If you answered that with natural flow, emotional authenticity, complex vocabulary, and without noticeable effort, you are at level 5, C1 or above.
And if you understood the question, had a deep answer, but the English felt like it couldn't fully carry the emotion, you are between level 4 and level 5. And that gap, it closes with immersion.
Reading English literature, watching complex English content, having deep conversations in English about things that genuinely matter to you.
Not just consuming English, living in it.
Maybe you discovered today that you are closer to level 5 than you thought. Or maybe you discovered that you have more work to do at level 3 or 4.
Either way, you know, and knowing is everything.
Can I say something that I think everyone needs to hear, regardless of what level they discovered today?
Please.
The fact that you are here, listening to this podcast, taking this test, facing your honest level, that already puts you in a very small group.
Most people who want to improve their English, they don't do this. They watch comfortable content. They practice easy things. They avoid the challenge.
And you didn't. You showed up. You listened. You answered the challenges out loud, even when it was uncomfortable.
And that quality, that willingness to face the uncomfortable truth, it is the single biggest predictor of language learning success.
Not intelligence, not talent, not how many hours you study.
The willingness to be honest, to be uncomfortable, to keep going anyway.
And you have that. You showed it today.
Now, take what you learned today, your real level, your real gap, and do something specific with it.
Not tomorrow, not next Monday, today.
Because the gap between where you are and where you want to be, it closes one honest practice session at a time.
And level 4, the level most people fail, It is not as far as it feels right now.
It is a few months of specific, honest, uncomfortable practice away.
Remember this. The level that most people fail is the level that separates the people who speak English from the people who own it.
Say it again.
The level that most people fail is the level that separates the people who speak English from the people who own it.
Own your English, starting today. Okay, everyone, let's slow down now. Word tour time.
Key words from today. Say them with us.
Word 1, predictable. This means expected. You know what is coming. Example 1, classroom English is predictable. Real-life English is not. Example 2, her responses were so predictable. She had clearly memorized them rather than truly speaking.
Real fluency means handling unpredictable English. Practice the unexpected. That is where real skill lives.
Word 2, paraphrase. This means to express something in different words when you don't know the exact term. Example 1, when she forgot the word, she paraphrased perfectly, and the conversation continued naturally. Example 2, paraphrasing is not a weakness. It is an advanced communication skill.
Never stop because you forgot a word. Paraphrase. Keep going. Always.
Word 3, critique. This means to examine something carefully and identify both strengths and weaknesses. Example 1, she could critique the government policy clearly, showing real B2 level thinking. Example 2, learning to critique ideas in English, not just describe them, is a key B2 skill.
Move from describing to critiquing. That is the jump from B1 to B2. Practice it every day.
Word 4, mental flexibility. This means the ability to think in different directions quickly, to see multiple perspectives. Example 1, debate practice builds mental flexibility in English. Example 2, mental flexibility allows you to argue both sides of an issue, a key level 4 skill.
Mental flexibility is the engine of level 4 English. Build it through debate practice.
Word 5, nuanced. This means showing subtle and careful differences in meaning, not black and white, but many shades. Example 1, her nuanced response showed she truly understood the complexity of the issue. Example 2, nuanced language is the mark of C1 and above.
Move from simple to nuanced, from obvious to subtle. That is the journey from B2 to C1.
Word 6, immersion. This means surrounding yourself completely with English, living in it, not just studying it. Example 1, immersion accelerated her progress more than years of classroom study. Example 2, immersion means thinking in English, consuming English content, and using English in real situations daily.
Immersion is the shortcut to level 5. Not the only way, but the fastest way.
Word 7, authentic. This means real, genuine, and true to yourself, not performed or rehearsed. Example 1, her authentic English was more impressive than any rehearsed speech. Example 2, authentic conversation is the goal, not perfect conversation.
Be authentic in English. Make mistakes authentically. Express real thoughts authentically. That authenticity, it resonates with people more than perfect grammar ever will.
Word 8, accelerate. This means to move faster, to increase the speed of progress. Example 1, honest self-assessment accelerates English learning enormously. Example 2, speaking practice accelerates progress faster than any other single activity.
Know your level. Practice specifically. And watch your progress accelerate in ways that will genuinely surprise you. Okay, one specific action for this week, based on this week, is the progress, based on the level you discovered today.
If you are level 1 or 2, speak out loud in English every morning for 5 minutes about your day, about your plans, about anything. Just speak.
If you are level 3, practice unscripted speaking every day. Pick a topic, no preparation. Speak for 3 minutes, non-stop.
If you are approaching level 4, practice debate. Argue one side of a topic for 2 minutes, then argue the opposite side. Every day.
If you are at level 4, have one deep, real conversation in English this week about something that genuinely matters to you. Not small talk, real talk.
And here is your sentence template for today.
I am at level blank. The skill I need most to reach level 4 is blank. And this week I will practice blank every single day.
Say it now, out loud. Fill in every blank.
I am at level blank. The skill I need most to reach level 4 is blank. And this week I will practice blank every single day.
Say it like you mean it, because you do mean it, and your next level is listening.
Okay, comment challenge time.
This day question, and this is the most important comment you will leave today.
Did you pass level 4? And if not, what stopped you? What specific skill felt hardest?
Write it using this sentence. I reached level blank, and I stopped at level blank because blank. My goal for the next 30 days is blank.
Write it honestly, in English, right now.
Because naming your exact stopping point and your exact goal, that commitment changes everything.
We read every single comment, every one, and we genuinely care about where you go from here.
If this episode challenged you or surprised you, please give it a like. It really helps more people find us and discover their real level.
And subscribe to Speak Unstoppable if you haven't yet. New episodes every week. Real conversations, real English, real life.
Thank you for being here today.
You were honest today about your level, about your gaps, about where you are.
And that honesty, that is the most powerful investment you can make in your English.
Level 4 is not as far as it felt at the beginning of this episode.
It is one honest, consistent practice session at a time away.
Own it. Start today.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.